day. In this activity, I will demonstrate a simple scanner or lexical analyzer written in C++. The program accepts a string input that represents a Java variable declaration and identifies the tokens such as data type, identifier, assignment operator, value, and semicolon. So let us start. In this activity, we're just making it in the online compiler of C++. So I'll be using the C++ programming language. So as a start, let's make a header files. We will be using the two header files. So the first these two are used for input and output operations and for string processing. The first one, the IO string, is for the library. Our string library is that it allows us to display and receive input, while the other one, the SS string, allows us to break the input string into individual words. So next is before proceeding to the main function. Um, we will be using first the um, namespace setting for us to allow the program to access standard library objects such as cout, cin, string, and string without writing std before them. So, okay, so let us use first, make first a using namespace study. Okay, so with this, it does not declare variables or allocate memory. It simply makes the code cleaner and easier to read. So that's why we will be using um, the namespace study. Okay, so next is, of course, the next thing that we'll be doing is we'll be making the main function, where the program or our program starts. So let's start with main. Okay, inside our, let's just enter this one for us to put some codes here. Alright, so inside our main function, let us now start declaring the variables, um, some variables. Okay, so let's start with the declaration of our string. Okay, so we have two variables here. So the first one is the string variable string input, which stores the whole input string. Okay, while the word stores each individual lexeme extracted from the input. Okay, the next thing that we will be doing is, of course, let us prompt now the user to enter a string. Okay. Um, Alright, so we are done prompting the user to input a string. So after this, let's now use the getLine function so that the program can read the entire line, including spaces of the input from the user. Alright, so next is let's now create a string stream. So it allows the program to scan the input string word by word, similar to how a scanner works in a compiler. So let's create a line of string stream object. Okay, so after we make the string stream object, let's now display the output here. But before that, let's prompt first, or let's simply print a label to show the result of the scanning process. Okay, so maybe we could say see out. Alright, so we just simply print the to show that the result of the scanning this prompted for the user. And next is, of course, we are about to show the output of the scanner. So by this time, we will be making now a loop for us to what is it? For us to make or to scan if that certain output is a data type, maybe it's an identifier, assignment operator, value, or a semicolon. So that's why we need to make a loop for this for us to um, display those options. Okay, so let's start. Maybe we could use the while loop. Um, inside this while loop, we'll be making a different statement that could identify if it is data type, values, or etc. So let's start. Yeah, this loops reads word from the input one at a time, and then each word is treated as a lesson. Okay, so next is let's start first with the data type. Let's make first a condition that will display a data type, or if the input is a data type, then it will go here. Okay, so if the word is int here, so the program identifies it as data type. So only int for now because load is not including here. So maybe we could just have it first, the int word first. Okay, so right, right. So we're done. That if we're done with the data type, let's go on with the next one, which is the assignment operator. Alright, so in this part, if the word is an equal sign, so it is identified as an assignment operator. We all know that there's still a lot. And yeah, so if the inputted string is equal sign, then it will identify as assignment operator. Next is if the word is a semicolon, then yeah, we will identify it as a semicolon. So that would be the next thing that we will be doing. So another else if. this condition checks if the word ends with a semicolon. If it does, so the program separates the value from semicolon and prints them as two tokens. So, um, for example, we will be inputting um, is that 5 and semicolon. Okay, so now sorry, I got a mistake with it. Now let's proceed to the next part, identifying if it is identifier. Okay, so I think this is the last part already. So let's have as alright, so if the word does not match any of the previous condition, it is treated as identifier, which usually represents a variable name. So for example, we'll be inputting a number alone, a number, or we'll be inputting a word, so it will be identified as identifier. So that's it. Now let's go on. I think we're done. Let me check if we are done with the data type. Next is the identifier. Next is the assignment operator, the value, and oh, I forgot the semicolon. So I need to add here the semicolon. So let's go back here. Say um, so it should be semicolon here because if the word does not match, I mean if um if the word is a semicolon, it will display a semicolon. But if it does not, the program separates the value from the semicolon and prints them as two different tokens. Okay, so see out semicolon. So then let's gonna intend it is with the line and semicolon. Okay, so we're done with the semicolon, with the um, thing that we forgot. So I think we are done. I'm gonna check it again. Data type, assignment operator, value, semicolon, identifier. Okay. So next is, of course, it's already an end. So therefore, let us return it with 0. Uh-huh. Semicolon. And then add our main. Okay, let us see. Is that of um, this is the end of our practice the underlying value. Okay, let's add here the end of our line. Curly brackets end of our line. Okay, and this is the end of our line. Okay, so once we're done, we define it to zero, so this line ends the program successfully. Let's gonna try if it will work. Let's run this one. Okay, so let's gonna see. In line 15, there are some errors here. Um, um, what's that? It's 3 plus, so it should only, suddenly 3 plus should be equal. Mm-hmm. And it again. In line 22, um, see out, let's check it first. Uh-huh. Let me see out. Oh, okay. We forgot the less than two less than sign here. This is very important here in C++ when you display mm, else. Sign first if we got okay. Let's have the line 26. What's the problem here? Line 26. We forgot again the less than sign. Let's see. We fix the line 26. Okay, down at line 26. Let's go down with line 43. Oh, okay, we still have, ah, I forgot. We've entered the curly brackets of our while and our main while ago. So this is other step one. Okay, I think we're done. Okay, let's try to run. So let's try to input a, it's gonna declare something. Let's say int x equals um, 5 and then semicolon. So the this input that we int is this code should identify this as data type. Okay, and x plus 5. Okay, um, this should what is this? This should I mean the code should identify this as a value. Okay, and this semicolon should be identified as a semicolon. So let's try to enter this one. Okay, so it's correct. Because int is a data type, x plus 5 is declaring a value or a value, and then um, semicolon is really a semicolon. So let's run it again. Let's try to like input some words like my nickname, we'll just input Donna. So this will go to identifier, okay? Let us say Donna, and then my age is um 31. So this genre word still considered as identifier, and 31 should be an identifier also. And let us try to say equal, only the word equal. So what will happen to this? Okay, so as you can see, and like a while ago, we said x equals 5, so it is it identifies, or the code identifies it as the value. But here, since it is only the sign equal, so that's why he identifies it as assignment operator only. Because as you can see in this part, um, it displays if the input is only equal, then it will or this program will identify it as an operator only. But if the input is equal with, I mean, if the input has a string and it has equal and then followed by a number, then it will display this one, the value. Okay, so next is, as you can see, the word Jonah is considered as identifier and the same as the 31. Okay, because it's not value, because it should be followed, or the input should have a um, variable followed by equal and then followed by number for this to consider that this is a value. Okay, so that's it. It's assignment operator. What else here? So I think that's it. We are done with our activity, and this so the in this activity, we have our question. What is the output of your program? So the output of the program is a list of tokens that describe each part of the input string, such as data type, identifier, assignment operator, value, and semicolon. So also in this activity, there is a question where we need to discuss the source code. So the source code simulates a simple scanner by reading a string input, breaking it into lexemes using string stream, and classifying each lexeme using conditional statements. So using this conditional statements that we have here, and if the prints a human readable description of each token. So in conclusion, this program demonstrates how lexical analyzer works by scanning an input string and identifying its components. Although it is simple, it effectively shows the basic concept of tokenization. So I think that would be all of it. You've learned something from this activity. Thank you so much, and God bless.